there's a lot of animals in the ocean. Actually, the ocean is very big. It's bigger than the terrestrial. You've possibly learned that in your primary school geography. I like what I love most is just being in the water without nobody talking to me.
Without the drama of life.
Yes. Yeah, but to me, what I'm much grateful for is bringing me home. Like finding myself. That's what I most
and finding your purpose. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Talk with Melody, which is a podcast, a YouTube channel that is aiming to reach out to people and encourage people. We talk about financial literacy, which is something that we are planning to do so in the future. We talk about mental health awareness. We talk about life in general. We talk about God. And today, the theme has been ministry, and I have a friend of mine. I know he's a very familiar face because you've seen him in the previous episodes of Adulting Part 1 and 2. If you haven't, please go find our episodes and you would meet Peter Musila, who is also part of my guest and a friend of mine. So maybe before I continue, remember to like, subscribe, and share a few of the episodes that you've ever watched before and you found, encouraging and educative. So I'm going to give this chance for him to introduce himself to people who think that I may not know him. Yeah, because today I'm just crucifying him. I want him to be here on the hot seat and share with us his life experience. So Peter, introduce yourself better to somebody who is meeting you for the first time.
Okay. My name is Peter Musila. Yeah. I like to consider myself a man of God.
Allah!
I like to also consider myself a true African. Like it's actually a big part of me. And I also, I am professionally, I am a marine biologist, which pretty much means I study marine life in the ocean, which is also a big part of me. I really like it, and I'm truly glad to be in your channel and in your...
Karibu sana.
Yeah, again, actually. It's not the first time, like you said.
So guys, you might be wondering, Kwani, what are these guys talking about today? So today we are talking about faith in the corporate. Like how your work place or what you're doing as a career would actually make you understand the nature of God or the person of God in a much deeper way while you're serving or while you're doing your JD. So Peter and I were having this conversation some weeks back, and he was just sharing with me how much profound knowledge he's gotten since he started working as a marine biologist. He goes in the water, sees what God has created in the sea, and that has done a lot much of getting him closer to God, if I can say. And so I just wanted him to tell us, Kwanza, he has said he's a professional marine biologist. What does that mean for people who we are like, we are hearing that for the first time?
That's, in simpler terms, is a marine scientist, which is, my work basically mostly involves studying life in the oceans, basically. So studying the biology and ecology of animals and ecosystems that are inside the ocean.
When you're today on the ocean, what are some of the animals in the oceans that you study?
There's a lot of animals in the ocean. Actually, the ocean is very big. It's bigger than the terrestrial. You've possibly learned that in your primary school geography. It's like 70%. So there's a lot of unknown things in the marine world. And most of what I study are the coral reefs, ecosystems, which are very familiar and very pretty to look at. I also study fish and actually shallow water ecosystems like seagrass, coral reefs ecosystems. So I'm a scientist naturally.
Generally. So what do you love most about your job, by the way?
I like what I love most is just being in the water without nobody talking to me.
Allah! Without the drama of life.
Yes, with just just being peaceful, calm, enjoying the fish, enjoying the beautiful corals, enjoying all the colors, enjoying everything that I'm seeing. Just that specific moment when I am interacting with the ocean.
What do you mean interacting? Do you like, oh yeah, how are you doing in the ocean?
No. Like you can feel it. You can feel it. You can, because there's sounds underwater. You can hear fish groaning. You can hear all sorts of things. Like you can hear the bubbles you're breathing with your scuba gear. You can hear all sorts of things, and it's very calming. It's like a meditation sort of stuff. I would consider it such actually, because it's very calming, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. I like every bit of it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think this builds to what we want to discuss of how it actually, your job experience has made you to appreciate God more. Like, what are those instances that you really feel like, since I got to know this, I think God exists. And maybe you could take us back to the type of Christian you were before and how your job has played a role in making you a man of God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take us back.
Yeah. I can take you back, because when I was growing up, I was a scientist deep down, but I was not like a professional scientist. I did not study science.
Yeah.
So I was going to church and to Sunday school, but to me it did not fit towards my knowledge. Say my perceived knowledge was telling me that, because like faith and
science
and objectivity, and science, they did not relate to some level. So I kept on looking for other things to do. I even tried other religions at some point.
What do you mean other religions? Which one was this?
I tried Islam in high school.
Did?
Yeah, I also tried Hinduism in campus.
So
yeah, because I was trying to fit into, like, I just wanted.
But with the Hinduism, and they're all wazungus, how was that? I mean, they're all white.
For that one, it's a story of another
Sawa.
day. Because
we are promised a story on Hinduism.
Yeah, it's some guy who invited us in our campus school and told us like there's some free.
So they did evangelism.
Yeah.
Allah.
Yeah, they invited us, and I went. I studied what they were learning there. It was interesting, but it just also did not make
much what you wanted. Yes.
Yeah. So So actually, at some point, I became very disconnected to the faith. Yeah, because I could question a lot of things that they did not make sense.
And at this moment, you're looking for like an identity. You're looking for.
Yeah.
That's why you are Hinduism, Islam. You're looking for something.
Yeah, I was trying to find myself. Who am I deep down? Like, because I could not understand what that means basically. So now, at some point, I found like science after studying science in high school and in campus, and that felt like it felt much more at home, because it fed me facts, it fed me like really explanations
why things happened.
Yes. So that fitted to me quite well, and actually they knew that was a good, the right thing to do, and actually considered becoming an atheist. Actually, at some point,
you are like, these things exist because of this.
Yes.
There's no God here.
Yes, I can explain. I can explain. This is how these things are started.
So wait,
there's the Big Bang theory, there's the cosmology, there's science, there's astrology, there's biology, there's chemistry. Yeah, I can explain this substantially. But then even
stories. Tutaanza na Hinduism, tuingie Islam, alafu turudi kwa atheist, alafu turudi Christian.
Wow, there's a lot to and then Christianity. So how I came into Christianity, actually this was after working, because I grew up in a Christian family, so I already knew like what Christian is about, like a little bit, because I used to go to church. I used to my mom used to read the Bible, and so when I got another job at A Rocha, which is a Christian organization.
This was your first job?
No, it was not my first job. It was like my third job. Yeah. So the first two jobs were also science jobs, but there was not any like faith things into it. There was not any.
Chapa kazi too and go home.
Chapa kazi. Over the weekends, we just go clubbing and stuff like that. That's it. So afterwards, now when I came to the Christian organization, now there was this discussions of how like conservation as a whole fitted in to like the
to God's plan and everything.
To the world, how conservation relates. Because when I was working previously in the conservation sector, it did not make sense for me, because like, why are we conserving these things even if we are the ones destroying it anyways? Like there was not that there's not that thing that was pushing me. So afterwards, now after asking many questions, I did ask a lot of questions
during those conversations.
Yes,
lovely.
I did ask a lot of questions, and it's good, because I really wanted somewhere where we can discuss what Christianity
really meant.
Because for most part during my growing up, they did not explain such.
You just knew maybe it's just church on a Sunday.
Yes, that's what I knew. I knew like Christianity is about going to church on a Sunday, somebody teaching you, like somebody preaching to you, for most part, teaching you what they know, but you're not questioning anything. You're not like conversing with anything. So afterwards, now when I'm coming to discuss these things, and it's good because now there we were doing science. And then we were doing faith.
So and
we were fitting
interconnecting all of them.
So now that's how I started learning, relearning how
and getting some of the answers you've been asking.
I've been asking for most part, because there's other things that they could not be explained even by science to most level. Even say things like, why do I feel like that? Like I could not explain why I feel things, despite me knowing that I was thinking I know what science would tell me. But I could not explain myself just through science alone. So now after finding myself and asking very difficult questions, then that's when I came to realize that line is pretty much Jesus. That's like, that was the
ultimate, the final.
That was the line that was the baseline of my deep questions, of trying to find myself, of trying to understand how it fits, like the good and bad, how like the external and the internal. So I just found that line was Jesus, and I took it, and now I rejoice every day, because I know that like it's not up to me basically to figure out anything. I'm covered for most part, for every part that I know. So it's a long story. It's a long story.
Because I'm like, the transformation that has happened in the few years you've been at A Rocha is like it's like unpacking your past and rebuilding this new you.
It's a lot of learning and
learning
for most part. And knowing that what you knew,
it could not actually be the truth. And the truth only lies in Jesus.
It's partially true. And the only truth is Jesus.
So how does that how has it transformed how you work, maybe with people, like working in a Christian organization? Basically, how has that been for you? Do you think it has, aside from the fact that it has made you relearn and unlearn things about salvation, what else can you say you have benefited from working in a Christian NGO?
I would say I've learned a lot much else from working with communities, and also like improving my scientific skills, like data collection skills, analysis, and all sort of stuff. But to me, what I'm much grateful for is bringing me home. Like finding myself. That's what I mostly
and finding your purpose.
And finding my purpose in it, because I came to appreciate that even though I am doing science, even though I am trying to
rescue corals,
to rescue corals and find fish and try to study sharks and rays and try to study all sort of things that people are not even aware of. that even doing that is actually
Still
serving
to God. Yeah.
Yeah. So realizing that was like,
it was amazing. And you're like, so I'm partnering with God actually to protect what he created. Which is amazing. So maybe what are the challenges that people need to be aware? Because somebody could be watching and is like, oh my God, I need to find a Christian NGO so that I find my purpose. Somebody could be being like that, and I want you to tell them something, like tell them also like something that maybe they need to learn or unlearn about finding yourself in the corporate.
Well, for me, I usually think there is not one way out, and there is no any marking scheme to life. It's just
the only one be in adulting.
It's always about trying to find your purpose, like trying to find yourself in whatever way. Because many people, like for myself, I knew, like just from the first moment I went in the water. Because like I started scuba diving after campus. That's when like I first interacted with that underwater world, which was amazing, and I never wanted to go back. I just knew this is where I wanted to fit.
This is my calling. To serve these things in the sea.
Because it was so beautiful. I was just mesmerized, because how comes these things are so beautiful? They are right here and nobody even knows about them. How comes? Like, it doesn't even make sense. So I just knew this is where I want to go. But then that's what you're asking for somebody else. It's just trying to find your purpose wherever you are, like in whatever place you are. Because many people have different journeys.
Plus God also have different plans for different people.
And listening to what
God also wants.
To say. Because for most part we think it's our intention.
It's me, I need to do this.
It's me, like this is like I've worked so hard for this, so I need to fit into this journey. I need to do this. But really,
you don't need to.
You don't need to. You just need to sit back. Just for you, just ask God, where do I fit in? And then now go into that. Just find yourself. And while you're working it, just give it your all. Just give it your all, and just keep going back there every day. Just keep pushing back. Try to find yourself, because very many people out here, I know like many people are trying to find themselves, and they're struggling really hard to just figure out why they are here. Why are things like this? Why do things exist? Why am I even doing this? So just do your thing and just pray that God shows you and I know God is merciful, and He is faithful, and He will show you. Like if you ask, He'll just direct you the right direction.
I remember somebody once said to me that when you're pushing yourself to do something that God hasn't called you, you will automatically struggle because you are doing it on your own. But when God has called you, He empowers you for it. That's why you find that your experiences would be amazing, or even though ministry and serving, you can't say that job yako imekuwa, it has been just amazing in the water. Now tell us the bad side, the downside, so that we know we're actually in this life. Because you might tell somebody he's a marine biologist watching us and be like, I love water, but maybe in this Christian organization, this man is having the most memorable experience of his life. So you should tell them, there's also time when you don't really want to go.
I struggled.
Please tell them here.
I have struggled a lot.
Watch kusema a lot.
Because
how have you struggled, Peter?
How? It's first day by not knowing what to do. Like
you're just in the water.
No, well, at first, you see, in my first job, I was I was pretty much interning, so I was being told what I need to do on a daily basis. So you're waking up every day, do a planning meeting.
There's a plan,
So you guys and you will be
do this,
going there. You guys and you'll be going there. And then I come into the other job where I'm a lead researcher. So now it's my time to tell other people what they need to do, yet I don't know what I need to do myself. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
You dipped me in the pot. Hot soup.
Yeah, it's a very challenging career. It's a very challenging career. It needs a lot of commitment into it, a lot of studying per se, because there's a whole lot of research that are being conducted every time, and then you have to be on the forefront of every new publications, what the
is
new research is saying. Yeah, so it's a very hectic job, and now having to manage it with like the financial side of it, and the team setting, and considering that I am an introvert and I don't like working in groups, it was a big challenge to me, and I never wanted to work in such. And then I figured out that I have to work with communities. I have to keep talking to people, because if I have to save these corals,
you have to speak to them.
I have to speak to people. So I'm like, oh no. But
here you are. You need to serve God, serve His creation, and serve His people. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. And we do pray that in your corporate or in wherever God has placed you to work, please, it's also ministry. Represent God. If you're a fisherman, represent Christ. If you are a marine biologist like Peter, represent Christ. So Peter, in 1 minute, what is your parting shot to someone who is watching? A young person who is like, hey, where am I? What am I even doing? I'm a tarmac to say, have you ever tarmacked though?
Well, I'll just consider how I have come, because like I've grown trying to search for myself, search for purpose.
Yeah.
What I would say to them, Ebu consider Christ. Just try
Jesus.
Try him. Just try him to see if he fits with you. Because I had never tried. And not just try him, like figure him out. What is he? What
get
is it
to know him.
Yeah, personally. Like just don't get it from the past. Maybe just don't get it from abstractly from somebody else. Just figure
get
it
for
yourself.
Yeah,
just go and read it for yourself.
Yeah.
And try, because I know that's a way out. And it's you can figure yourself through Christ. And for me I think it's the only way out.
Yeah.
It's the only way to figure out yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I've loved this episode so much, because I have learned you find your purpose in Christ alone.
Yeah.
Like He knows what you need. He cares for you. He has plans for you. Yeah. So we really hope that from this episode, jaribu Christ.
Yeah.
Try Christ.
Yeah. There's a lot of people struggling to find themselves.
Purpose, our identity, what
I have
God
been
called
there
them.
myself.
Yeah, thank you so much for such a wonderful testimony. It was so great to hear one of us saying that they also struggle to find, and all of us have struggled to find where or what is God calling us to do. And we are happy that we are able to say that since we met Christ, hatujai regret.
Well.
Yeah. So that has been it for this episode. Till next time. Wambia watakufollow uko Instagram.
Niko Instagram.
Wanakuita nini?
Pale najiita for Pete's sake.
Bye guys. I'll leave the link in the description box. Share this episode wherever you want it to be. Pelekea watu wa kanisa. Bye.
Nice. Bye.